has 2 to 4 players adding ingredients to the pot or feeding vermin to keep them away. Quinted Games provided this in exchange for an honest review. Put the 6 vermin cards in a row, shuffle the ingredients, then put the deck face down nearby. Players draw and look at a card, then decide if they want to put it face down in the central pot, feed an unfed vermin card, or call Stew to end the round. There are 2 ways to play. The easy version allows you to still play our card when Stew is called. We've only played the advanced version, which forces you to discard whatever you were holding. One last thing, you can call on an opponent's turn. Some ingredients are straight points, but there are a few special ones. 1 garlic is worth 6 points, but both make the stew too strong, meaning they're worth only 1 point combined. 1 potato is worth a single point, 2 potatoes are worth 2 points, and 3 potatoes are worth 9 points. If you add a stone to the pot, it subtracts points. The stone can also be given to vermin. Feed the vermin based on their preferences, or whatever you like. When Stew is called, unfed vermin eat based on their preferences. If there's chicken, the vagabond joins you and the stew loses 3 points. If there isn't chicken, he'll keep walking and the stew gains 3 points. If the deck runs out before anybody calls, the leading player loses 1 victory point and the stew is revealed. If there's a tie, nobody loses any points. If Stew was called, flip over the pot to figure out the stew's value. If it's 12 points or more, the person who called wins and gains 2 points. If it's 11 or fewer, everyone else gets 1 point. The first player with 5 points wins. Play cards in the pot or on vermin and call when you think you'll win, or trick opponents to call when you've made it hard for them. That's Stew. Stew takes up less space than dinner. You could play on a coffee table. There's grade 1 math and reading. You will need to read your opponents, but that's different. Experienced 6-year-olds could give it a shot, and 7-year-olds should have no problems. Length depends on player actions, but it usually lasts around 15 minutes. In our third game of Stew, Mom was leading with 3 points. Hoping that when garlic was in the pot, I fed the other to the raccoon. Not long after, Dad yelled, "Stew." After the gopher ate, he was 1 point shy. We laughed and he was like, "Darn you, gopher." He had 2 failed calls and the gopher got him both times. Thanks to the 2 free points she got from him, Mom was able to win the game. Stew can fit in your pocket, be taught to just about anyone, and be played on small tables. This is perfect for school and work lunches. There are more games about farming food than actually eating, so this is a pretty cool theme. I like the varied points because it leads to interesting decisions. Look at the boar and garlic, or the vagabond and chicken, or even how potatoes stack. Shoving rocks into the stew and leaving certain vermin free to eat valuable food can ruin things for an opponent, which is always fun. You need to pay attention. How many cards are left in the deck? Why is Mom only putting things in the pot? Why did Dad cover the fox without looking at his card? Why wasn't a score tracker included? We needed to grab cubes from another game. Even a few D6, have the publisher's logo on the 6, and you just flip the die to show your score. Stew has light bluffing and deduction, and that's about it. On the other hand, it's quick, has a fun theme, and that bluffing and deduction is pretty fun. It is what it is, but it doesn't pretend to be anything else. If you like the idea of this, but want a different theme with more player choices, I've added my review of Not Alone at the end of this video.